So, playing off of what LeBrent is asking right here, what do you want to see get accomplished in August?
No injuries. That's number one. That's number one. I don't want injuries because injuries can change the complexion of everything. Um, and honestly, I just want to see, the cream rise to the top, whoever that is. And at this point, I have some of my favorites, some that I would reasonably think should be at the top of the rotation in the two deep that's going to play, you know. But whoever it is, even if it's somebody that's a little bit off of the radar, I saw some people talking about, oh, well, what freshmen are going to play? And somebody was like Chris Graves, the 6'1" athlete, cornerback from Fort Myers, Bishop Verreau. He's a younger year teammate of Malik Curtis, and he's now on this roster. He's one of the younger guys in the recruiting class, but he's here and he's developing greatly and everything. You think, okay, well, yeah, that could be it. But, if he gets injured, I mean, it wouldn't be great, but it wouldn't also be the biggest loss for this year because he hasn't done anything. He hasn't played here, but if you're losing, two of the transfers you've gotten and you're starting quarterback, all of a sudden, that would be a different kind of scenario. So I'm not saying it'd be better to get anybody injured. I don't want to see anyone get injured. Don't twist my words to say that. But yeah, no, definitely want to see it injury free. And I want to see whoever is going to be in that top 44, the top two deep offense. I mean, maybe a little bit less because you're not going to really play two offensive lines. So if you figure 5 minus 3 is 2, so 7. You know what I mean? So the top 40, let's call it, in terms of starting on offense and defense and, rotation guys behind them. I want to see who that is. And I think that the top 40 on our roster can compete reasonably with pretty much everybody. Now, you're going to need a little bit more depth than that as the season goes on. But, those top 40-something guys are the guys who are going to play 95% of the snaps. You're going to get a sprinkle of, maybe a Chris Graves comes on a little slowly, right? Maybe he starts getting more playing time later in the year. Maybe a Nigel Kelly, still 17 years old. Shout out to Gabriel for tweeting this. Still younger than most of the players in Miami's 2023 recruiting class. Nigel Kelly, 6 foot, what? I mean, he says 6'5", school says 6'5", recruiting site say or 6'6", 6'4". I don't know. He's somewhere, but I've seen 6'4", 6'5", 6'6". I'm gonna take the average and I'm gonna say 6'5". But they've been posting their summer body transformations, basically the weight room changes and everything. So he came in at 227 pounds. He's up to 240 verified pounds. Hey, with an extra, 7 or 8 of those pounds being lean muscle, maybe that's a guy who gets some snaps later on down the line who ends up seeding some of those snaps from the top group. But no, I really want to see who this top 40, really. So you're talking about your starters and then the key backups. Maybe it's a little bit, I would say at about 40. I want to see who the top 40 are. I mean, special teams excluded because you're going to have some crossover to special teams, but then you also have specialists. You know what I mean? But yeah, I want to see who those guys are. And I want to see who's ready for prime time and who's not, because I think there's going to be some guys who leave this program during fall camp. Because I don't think that everybody's cut out for it. And I'm interested to see if that happens and who that happens with.